Hello everybody, Sarah here. Okay, so I've made a lot of videos um on my why, like why I started this business. I have excuse me. I have yet to make a video on my how. I was thinking about it today and I'm like, man, that's really important because I was thinking about how all of my upline started and I'm like, how? If I think about it in a perspective of just a random person that's on my profile and they're thinking about the business or, something of that sort. And they're like, yeah, but I just don't really understand any of it. Maybe this will help. So this was back in August. Actually it was two or 3 months before that. I was on Facebook and the sponsored post came up and it was the wrap thing. And, this woman was this presidential diamond, was like, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I make all this money and, do you want to make $500 a month? I'm like, yeah, lady, I'm sure. But of course, I'll click in the comments. So I clicked in the comments and I'm reading and everyone's like, message me for info, and I'm like, well, crap, that's not telling me anything. I'm like, whatever. So I clicked out of it. And then a few days later, it came up again. Same lady. I'm like, whatever, I'll just message her for info. So I did. I messaged her and I'm like, hey, I'm Sarah. Yeah, I just don't, what is this? Like, I don't even understand what it is. So she gave me some info. She gave me her website, which is all very helpful. And, it was in the back of my mind constantly. It was in the back of my mind. And then my upline, Sarah, she posted a picture and, it was of breast milk. I was still breastfeeding at the time, so I was very intrigued by it. And it was a picture of supply with greens, without greens. Of course, now it's not in compliance. I mean, we can't state that, we improve breast milk supply, but it caught my attention. And I messaged her and I was like, Sarah, like, you're an It Works distributor? And she's like, yeah, I am. And it kind of, I don't know what it was about this business, but it kind of clicked and I was like, oh, it's real. Like, okay, I know someone, personally, like, that I've talked to, I've met, I've hung out with, that does this business. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. So, I talked to her about it. She was actually very, very close to having twins. I think she was about 2 weeks away from having twins when I first messaged her about it. So I got on the phone, we were kind of talking. She's like, I'm going to have my upline call you. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's how I met Katie Harold. Katie Harold is a triple diamond leader with It Works Global. And I still remember how I felt when she called me. So she called me, and I mean, at this point I was very invested. Like, my feelings were very much invested into the fact that I was going to be a distributor. I had never tried the products. I don't know what to say other than the fact that I just felt in my heart, I was like, this is actually really cool. Like, I understood how you can make money, and I understood that it was a debt-free company, and I understood that this was a real thing. Like, you could really do this for your life, for your living, for your legacy. And that was super awesome to me. So I'm on the phone with Katie, and she's like, I'm a triple diamond, and, she's telling me how much she makes, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? You make over $10,000 a month? No, you don't. She's like, no, I do. And I mean, of course I believed her, but when you're working a 9-to-5 job and, you and your husband are, I mean, we live comfortably, don't get me wrong, but we still struggle with bills. I mean, still making sure that we pay. I mean, we still have to check our bank accounts. We still had to make sure that we were doing all those things. And I'm like, nobody makes $10,000 a month except for, I mean, people that are rich. Yeah, like, that doesn't happen with this. And I was like, okay. And she's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you? And I was like, I'm a 10. I'm definitely a 10. Like, if you can make that much money, I can make $500 a month. And she's like, okay, but I was in the process of buying my house. And I said, I really want to buy my house. Like, I want to make sure my closing costs are taken care of and before I invest any money. And she's like, no problem. Of course, she probably thought I wasn't going to sign up. But lo and behold, I signed my house. That very next day I called. And I was like, all right, sign me up. I actually had to call Katie because Sarah was having her twin babies. And I signed up right then. And the crazy part is in the back of my mind, I was still constantly thinking, do people actually make this money? Like, is this real? And the very first time I went to an event for distributors, like we have events to help with support, and we learn things with all of us in a room. It was amazing. And I got to meet her and I was like, hi, you know, we met each other, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is real. Like, you're not a person behind a computer faking all this stuff. Like, you're, you know, she drove her Jeep there that she had just bought with her It Works money. I mean, it was just incredible. So incredible. And it was one of those times where you're like, all of my dreams will come true. Like, this is for real. And I think about that, and I think about how I felt in the beginning and how I feel now. And I just, every dream, every awesome thing that you want for yourself, that you want for your family and your kids is so possible. I turned a $99 investment into what is going to be a legacy. You know, my kids will be able to live comfortably and never have to worry about what it feels like to have to coupon or plan your bills on the exact day that you get paid. I mean, they're never going to have to worry about any of that. Because of what I'm going to do in this this company, because there's no cap. They don't look at you and they're like, you can only make $200 a month. But that girl, she can make $10,000. They don't do that. It's all you. However much you believe in yourself is how much you make. And if you're someone that loves their day job and you just want a couple extra $100 a month because you're sitting at home on your phone anyway, you can do it. And the one thing that I like to tell people is, you know, I know that you're scared if you've been thinking about joining and you can't do it. I was too, because, oh my gosh, like, I'm spending $100. And then I thought about it, I'm like, so what? I'm spending $100. I spent $100 on a lot worse things. But this is worth fighting for. Like, this, if you weren't scared, then this wouldn't be worth it. If you're scared, that means that there's something to lose. And the something to lose is a huge company, is building your business so big that you can't even fathom making what you make a month. And I mean, that is just totally worth it. It's totally worth everything. And I think that was just really important. And just think, if Sarah hadn't said yes to this company, I might not be a distributor. I might not have made all the money I've made. I might not be going to Tampa, Florida in February. It was all because she said yes. So imagine how many lives you can change by saying yes. If you just say yes to this company and yes to giving it a chance to build something, imagine how many lives you can change. Imagine how many people that you can, you know, help them get out of a foreclosure, help them keep their heat on during the winter. There's so many things that you can do to help others with this, and you just have to think, what if you had said no? You know, what if you had said no and they didn't have this opportunity? And I think about that all the time. What if I had said no and I won't be able to help all the people that I plan on helping? That just sounds terrible. Sounds terrible. But I really think that I needed to put that out there, because I really think that everyone should know how I got started, because I think that's just as important as your why. So I hope everyone has a good night.